Okay, let's take a look at these next two. This is Cambridge 11 Test 2 Section 2 and Cambridge 11 Test 4 Section 2. Right, so now these two are slightly different because they aren't maps, they are plans. It's the plan of a building. So, of course, a lot is going to be similar, but there will be some differences. These are both plans of buildings. So you're not going to have north, south, east, west, unless they say north, south, east, west on a thing here. It'll be a lot of right and left, and then straight ahead and behind you and that sort of thing. Of course, they're not going to have streets. They're going to have things like corridors and doors. And there might be things like up the stairs and down the stairs. So just different, slightly different vocabulary. Anyway, let's take a look.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
Okay, so let's look at the map. So you've got a road down here. Start at the bottom. We're probably going to start here. Here's an entrance, but there's another entrance over there. This is a foyer, which is a reception area. Double doors, water cooler. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right, so we're listening for box office, theatre manager's office, lighting box, artistic
Now
director's
listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Now, a word about the layout of the building. The auditorium, stage and dressing rooms for the actors are all below ground level. Here on the ground floor, we have most of the rooms that the public doesn't see. The majority are internal, so they have windows in the roof to light them. Standing here in the foyer, you're probably
standing here in the foyer. So that was very important information because that tells you where we are, where we start. So we are here.
Wondering why the box office isn't here, where the public would expect to find it. Well, you might have noticed it on your way in. Although it's part of this building, it's next door, with a separate entrance from the road.
It's part of the building, it's next door. So we are here, so this is next door, and it's got a separate entrance from the road. So it must be this room over here, which is G. Probably the most important there was next door and separate entrance from the road. So box office is G. Next is theatre manager's office.
For the theatre manager's office, you go across the foyer and through the double doors. Turn right, and it's the room at the end of the corridor, with the door on the left.
Right, so it must be go across the foyer, through the double doors, turn right, go to the end of the corridor, and it's the door on the left. Now, with these building sort of plans, they do a lot of this, and you've got to be able to do this in your head. It's the one on the left, one on the right. Let me just explain what I mean. So if we have like a corridor there, and then you get into another corridor, and then you turn right. You've got to be able to figure in your head, here this is left and this is right. But then once you've turned, this is going to be your left and this is going to be your right. Of course, if you turn left, then this is going to be your left and this is going to be your right. So you've got to be able to do that turn in your head and know which side you're talking about. So we turned right and the last door on the left. Listen again.
Wondering why the box office isn't here, where the public would expect to find it. Well, you might have noticed it on your way in. Although it's part of this building, it's next door, with a separate entrance from the road. For the theatre manager's office, you go across the foyer and through the double doors. Turn right, and it's the room at the end of the corridor, with the door on the left.
Right, so that means theatre manager's office is D. Next is lighting box.
The lighting box is where the computerized stage lighting is operated, and it's at the back of the building. When you're through the double doors...
Notice you said the back of the building, so this will be front of the building, back of the building. So you know that it's now either A or B. That's kind of vocabulary specific to buildings. Through the double doors.
Turn left, turn right at the water cooler, and right again at the end. It's the second room along that corridor.
It's the second room along the corridor, so it's B. So you had to go, she said, turn left, turn right at the water cooler, turn left again, and it's the second room along that corridor. So B. And finally, the artistic director's office.
The writing box has a window into the auditorium, which of course is below us. The artistic director's office is through the double doors, turn right, and it's the first room you come to on the right-hand side.
Okay, so you had to go right and then right again, the one on the right-hand side. So you've got to be able to do this in your head. So of course that is F.
And finally, for the moment, the room where I'll take you next.
Okay, we don't need all of that. Right, let's move on to the next one. Cambridge 11, Test 4, Section 2.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
Right, so stairs at the bottom, we're probably going to start over here. A sitting area, toilets over there. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So corridors, doors, all of the same sort of thing. Then we're looking for restaurant, cafe, baby changing facilities, cloakroom. So we'll probably start here.
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Okay, that was something about the collections, and now here's some more practical information, in case you need it. Most of the museum facilities are downstairs in the basement, so you go down the stairs here. When you reach
Go down the stairs here, so that's where we are. That's where we start.
the bottom of the stairs, you'll find yourself in a sitting area with comfortable chairs and sofas where you can have a rest before continuing your exploration of the museum.
Okay, so we're in the sitting area now.
We have a very good restaurant which serves excellent food all day in a relaxing atmosphere. To reach it, when you get to the bottom of the stairs, go straight ahead to the far side of the sitting area, then turn right into the corridor. You'll see the door of the restaurant facing you. If you just want a snack...
Oh, that was pretty tricky. So he said at the bottom of the stairs, go... He shouldn't have said to the far side of the sitting area, but okay, you can only turn right. He said turn right, and then he said you'll see the door facing you. So he didn't say on the right or on the left, the door in front of you, which means at the end of the corridor. It's a different way of saying it, the door facing you, quite difficult. So that means that that's the door for the restaurant, so the restaurant must be F. But that was tricky. Right, next is a cafe.
Or if you'd like to eat somewhere, then turn right into the corridor. You'll see the door of the restaurant facing you. If you just want a snack or if you'd like to eat somewhere with facilities for children, we also have a cafe. When you reach the bottom of the stairs, you'll need to go straight ahead, turn right into the corridor, and the cafe is immediately on the right.
Immediately on the right. Turn right into the corridor and immediately on the right. So it's the same thing that they've done, exactly the same as what they did where over here. Turn right and then right again. So that was a different way of saying it. You can say the first door on the right, the first turning on the right, but he said immediately on the right, which is the same as the first one on the right. So that means that's this door, so the cafe is this room over here, H.
And talking about children, there are baby changing facilities downstairs. Cross the sitting area, continue straight ahead along the corridor on the left, and you and your baby will find the facilities on the left-hand side.
All right, cross the sitting area, continue down the corridor on the left. He said continue straight ahead down the corridor on the left, and the baby's changing facilities are on the left of that. So it must be that door over there in that corridor, C. And last one.
The cloakroom, where you should leave coats, umbrellas, and any large bags, is on the left-hand side of the sitting area. It's through the last door before you come to the corridor.
It's on the left-hand side of the sitting area, but the toilets are there, so we know that it's either A or B, and he said it's the last door before you come to the corridor, so it's B. It's not the middle door or something, the last door before you come to the corridor. Pretty difficult, this one, I think. Anyway, so that's B. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that. We don't really need to listen to the end of this. So just to recap, what did we do? Spend the time familiarizing yourself with the map. The 30 seconds, you can come to these later. Look out for north, south, east, west, maybe right east, right west, right north, right south if you want, if you have a problem with it. There's going to be a lot of left and right, north, east and west. When they talk about north, often they say go up or at the top of the map, and this would be go down or at the bottom. Figure out where you're going to start. We started over here, and it's usually over here, but it can be anywhere. Just look for something that shows you it's going to be the start, an entrance or something like this X. In this case, there wasn't anything, so it will probably be right down in the bottom in the middle. Notice the difference between maps and plans. Mainly, it's the vocab. They're talking about corridors and stairs and that sort of thing, where here they talk about roads and paths and bridges and things that you would find outside, whereas this is all things that you would find inside, and a lot of talk about doors. And then make sure you can orientate yourself. Turn right and it's on the right. Turn right and turn right again and then it's on the left. Make sure that you don't get confused like that. And then also with these, it's a lot of the second door on the left, the door at the end of the corridor, immediately on the left, the last door on the left before you get to this corridor over here. A lot of that sort of thing. Okay, good. I hope that helped you with the maps. There are many more in the other Cambridge tests, so try and get a lot of practice with them. These are actually marks that you can get. The multiple choice, for example, some of them are just so crazy difficult, but these ones are very possible to get. So I would spend a lot of time practicing maps. Great, thank you very much. Please like if it helped you and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Patrons, this document and the audio are available on the Patreon website.